Hello everybody. I hope you are ready because I know I am. And I hope you guys will not have any problems with audio today. And I also hope that my camera that I just installed, I just arrived, will be working and working fine. So I hope it's gonna be cool. Anyway, here we go and let's turn it on. Looks like it's working. There we go. We have our new webcam right there. So that's at least better than using my own phone for that. So let's hope that this audio is good. I hope you guys can hear me well. If you can, please let me know. If you can't, also especially then, please let me know, because I cannot fix it if I don't know. Because I don't hear myself. I hope everything is fine, but I cannot be sure. Oh, by the way, if you just joined in and you've been viewing me before, you probably noticed that I did a little bit of changes on my overlay. I did this all myself, so I hope it's looking okay. Probably not as good as somebody who does this professionally could do, but at least it's there, it's something, and we got something better than we had before, I think. So yeah, we now have a constant gameplay clip going on the right side, as you can see. And on the left is my camera, and the chat should also be there, but so far I'm not seeing it yet. So let me see if there's anything wrong, or maybe it's being hidden by something, which could also be. You never know with this stuff. Should be visible. Let me see. Well, it should be good. Maybe I will not see it until any of you guys type something. I do not know this. The background is behind it, so that should be okay. Yeah, that should be okay. And the chat is on top. I would say it should be good. I don't know. If it's not, then we will find out soon enough, I would say. Yeah, let's see if anybody is ready to say something in a while. That would be nice, then we can see it. Because for now I don't see anything yet, but let us stop this. Anyway, today what we're going to try and do, I hope I can get it done, because I've been having some problems with it, is to get the dialogue manager to work. And yeah, I have the dialogue manager in place, and it is showing, and in the moment that I get to my trigger point, and I will show you where that is, which is right here, then the dialogue manager pops up. I don't see my dialogue, but it's here. I don't know if it's somewhere visible in the end at all. Here it is. So it's probably too high in the screen, that's for sure. That's also something that I should fix, because it's not in the correct place. This is what it should show. The continue button, however, is also not working, so I have some problems with this for sure. So let me see why this is not what I want it to be. First of all, we have a dialog panel, so to make sure that I can actually see this, I think what I should start to do is, what was that again, Alt Shift or something? Center top, but it's already there. However, it's probably something absolutely stupid, like this scale with screen size is not constant or something. Let me put it back. Match with screen match mode. Should be fine though. It is there, just, is it because the scale is too high or too low? Because it should be in my frame. I see it here, but I'm not going to be zoomed out that much. Okay, let's just check it out, what happens here. So now it's already visible, of course, because I turned it on. That's not what I want. Turn this off, and let's try. Because it should be visible. Yeah, this is visible. But somehow this is not where I want it to be. Kind of surprising to me, because I've always learned that this stuff is done by this. So what would happen if I do, for example, that, and it should be in the left top corner. And play. Yeah, it's in the left top, that's for sure. But what happens if I do my scale like that? Yeah, it doesn't work. But that is weird, because I would figure that it would scale with the window, and it doesn't. Maybe if I do full screen that it does work, because this is supposed to be correct. Quite sure of that, actually. So let's try and play maximized. Let's see what it does then. And then it works. But not when I scale in. This is what I should have, right? Okay, let's try this again. Scale 1. Now I walk. Still doesn't work. I could say I would give it some more space from the top, but that makes no sense. It shouldn't have to. Kind of wondering what's that about. Because that is supposed to work. How is the audio, by the way? I'm pretty convinced that my laptop is making too much noise on its own, so it's hard to understand me, but I cannot be sure, and there's nobody talking to me yet, so I do not know for sure. But please, if you are here, you're listening, and you're like, you are not understandable, please let me know. This totally makes no sense to me. I have an override to go, but that shouldn't be the problem. First of all, I think it's too big. I don't like how huge this is in my frame. But I'm not expecting that to not fit. No. Mine is tiny. Let's give it some space. Maybe that helps. It doesn't, because it shouldn't be that I have to zoom out to see it. Why would I have this zooming out necessary to get my dialogue in the screen? Makes zero sense to me. That is absolutely weird. So it does work. I can tell that it's true, because basically I can see that it's, if I zoom out, I can see that it's the perfect place. But I was thinking normally that the scale with screen size should be doing it. However, maybe this is the reason. 1920 by 1080. Let's try that. I have no clue. I'm really just grasping at straws here at the moment, because I should be able to just be at 1, like zoom in, and then my dialogue should still be there. Well, I can see it now, but not where I want it to be. And if I scale out, there you go, that is what you want, right? So the resolution is a problem. And this maybe should expand or shrink. Let's see what happens. This is all just guessing, right? Because I have no clue. Okay, so what is that? Why the heck is that not working? Nope. Not what I was expecting. Screen space, overlay, world space, scale mode. This should be good. Shrink. Nope. Well, that is not working. Not sure why not, but it isn't. Am I wrong here? I mean, if I just put in a button anywhere, it should be just in the top of my screen, no matter what I do. That's always what I've learned. It is perfectly there, but I don't see it because my resolution doesn't change. So the reference resolution, is that wrong maybe? What's the camera's resolution? How do I know how much it shows me? I'm totally amazed that I don't see anything. This totally doesn't work the way it's supposed to. Like canvas should say overlay is true, right? And then scale with screen size. And the screen size doesn't do it. Now this was before 800 by 600, which makes more sense to me because it's not like a super high resolution game. It's a pixel art. I mean, this works, but not perfect. It should be in my frame, and for that I need to do all the way this, and that I cannot understand. Unity, canvas, scale with screen size, not working as expected. Why do I get all those notifications? It should be off. I don't want those. Do not disturb. There you go. I don't want all those notifications. Scale 2.4. The width and height are for the screen resolution, not for the element size. If you were using the screen resolution, you can easily check if my formula is correct by taking a look at the canvas root component with the scaler. Yeah, but I don't understand it anyway. You can check if the scale does follow my formula. As for me, I get the exact same values, Unity 5.6, and I don't think they changed anything about the formula. Everything checks. The next step would be to check if they are using scaling anywhere in the parent components of the Okay, so the scale is 2.4. Why is that not like 1? And why can't I not change it? That's also a good question, right? I'm supposed to be able to change that. So screen resolution x times anchor x times image width. Screen resolution dot x times scale factor. Let's put the absolute screen resolution in scale space of the rect transform first. Right, I do not get this at all. I have no clue what that means. I have to fix this first, because if I don't have this fixed, we will never see the dialog properly. We need to see the dialog in screen whenever it is there. So maybe I should turn it on so I can test with this a little easier. So now I have it working. So if I do like what I want to be able to do, like 1, scale of 1, then it isn't working at all. So my dialog panel is not where I expect it to be. And that is, if you ask me, extremely weird. So let's see. Let's do this instead. It's the middle of the screen, but then it's it's maybe too wide. And no, the height should not be an issue. So I put it there, and it's too high for what I have, because I have to scroll. I'm not seeing the entire screen, am I? But then still that makes no sense. Because if I play maximized, I'm seeing the entire screen. And it still doesn't work the way I expect it to. And so why is that? That must have something to do with this. It shouldn't be proportional. Shouldn't it be proportional, maybe? So let's say we have an 800 by... So this canvas size, how big is that? 960 by 540. So, it's position. 799 by 450, so 800 by 450 and not 800 by 600. So should that maybe then also mean for the canvas to be 450 instead? what happens if I do that? Then let's see what happens. I still see it too big. And it makes zero difference. So the only reason why this works and the rest doesn't is because I see my entire screen. That is not normal, is it? When you have your I should not have to scale it down to make it work. However, this does work the way it should. So this does scale correctly. For example, 4K also looks fine. So this is correct. Although, yeah, the top I would say -20 is pretty nice. Just makes it a little bit more off of the edge. Kind of wondering if I should put much time into this, because it basically does work. It's just that because of the scale, it doesn't adjust to the screen size because you're just changing the scale, not the screen size, I guess. I guess that makes sense. This is mind-boggling sometimes. But this should work this way. Unity, can't see canvas when scale is set to 1. However, the canvas resolution is fine. When adjusting the scale slider, screen space or a world view that would make it smaller and relative to your object. Okay, probably a better fit for UI. So people are saying that because of my canvas being screen space overlay, it would not fit that way. Let me check that. And my dialog panel is there anyway, right? Oh, on earth am I? Nope, then I don't see it at all. So, screen space overlay, at least I have it in my vision. And what happens if I set it to 1 and then I use world space? And the event camera should be main camera. Let's see what happens. Nope, nothing happens. So, okay, let's go back to screen space overlay. So this pixel perfect do anything. Display one. I only have one display. What the heck does this thing think that I have 8 displays for? I only have one. Oh my goodness. I would start to say that this is only because of the fact that I have scroll bars. So if I put this to 1, maybe I'm just putting too much time into this. I should, but I don't have screenshot, I don't have scroll bars here, so I should have this, right? That is what I should see. But I see this. But it can only have something to do with the Unity window that's around it. That's the only thing that I can think of. It's really a strange one. It's pretty quiet today, by the way. Hope you guys are all doing good. Must be all very busy, I guess. Normally at least somebody is here. I feel so alone. Oh well, who knows what happens. Maybe somebody else will come in later and then suddenly it becomes busy, you never know. But for now, I'm just here flying solo. Okay, I think I'm over worrying about this. Most likely when I actually make an X out of this and I play with this, then it is showing full size. Let's see if I can do that quickly. Maybe in builds. Build and run. Oh no, I don't have a build folder yet. I still think my audio must be most likely awful because I see the meter going the entire time. The fan of the laptop is going nuts. So. Let's see what happens. Maybe it's a good idea. I haven't built this since I started doing this. I was pretty sure it was working perfectly fine though. But building player, compiling shaders, blah blah blah. 720 frames per second. Come on, work for me, man. Made with Unity, isn't that pretty? Oh, that's not the scene I was wanting to play. Okay, and exit doesn't work yet, so we're screwed. I hope I saved. I did. Ooh, that's good. So this I can just cancel, close window, boom. Ah, nothing wrong. That's good. Let's do the build settings. Not the interesting in this case. Add open scene, speed line. Let's put this one below it. So then in this case, now I can do it, or should be able to do it. Let's build it again into the build folder and see what happens. See, that fits perfectly fine. And now what I need to figure out is why my continue button is not working, because it's supposed to be just enter. Anyway, also I don't have any game manager in here yet, so I will have to do that most likely pretty soon, so that once I get this I can actually quit the game and stuff like that. It's not so hard to do, but I haven't built it in, so that's gonna be something that I need to be doing in the pretty near future to have something that works. Anyway, it's good to have every now and then try to do the build. I hadn't done that in forever actually. Well, So what we have here is that we have in our dialog manager, we have a continuous story. That's the first part. And then we have a can continue somewhere. Where was that? We have an enter dialog mode, and somewhere it's waiting. Where was that again? It's waiting for our, maybe it's because of the choices. I see a happy birthday wish on Twitter. That's very nice. Still pretty quiet in the chat though. It's okay. I'll figure it out and I will see you guys whenever you're ready to be there. So we have our enter dialog mode that works, because I can turn this off and it still will pop up. That doesn't matter. I think also the choices by default should be off. Maybe that is my entire issue, because it's waiting maybe for input. Let me check. So here we run over our trigger. We have enter, but enter does nothing, and that is what I don't like. Because if I go to our input for Gaia, what I have here is a submit, and that submit looks for an enter on the keyboard. Should be fine. We have also an interact, which is the I of the keyboard. So maybe it's just waiting for the wrong button. Let me check. Doesn't have options, so it shouldn't be any problem, but none of it works. I'm getting a little bit upset with that, but there's in my input manager, I have a submit pressed, right? So this is not used anywhere, it says, but I don't think that's true. Submit pressed was used somewhere. Dialog manager. There was somewhere. Where was that? Was it in play controller, play movement maybe? Here, yeah, here. If the dialogue is playing, we should immediately return, right? Okay, but that's only that. There was another place where I did that. Control X, no. Dialog trigger. Here it is. Interact chat. No, it's not. Why the heck did I have that? Dialog manager instance. That's where it should be for. No. Input manager instance. There's somebody at least watching, looks like. Welcome, welcome, whoever you are. I have to find where I did that. It's been a while since I set this up, but here in the dialog manager, if submit pressed, there we go. And that never gets called, most likely, because dialog is playing, is false. Or if not dialog is playing, then return. So let me debug this here. If you're here watching, please let me know if the audio is okay, because I have the idea that the fan of my laptop is pretty loud at the moment, because I hear it very loud, and it might be bothering you if you're trying to listen to what I'm saying. So please let me know so I can maybe do something about it. But I don't know what really, because the fan has been going nuts and I don't know why. Itsy bitsy spider was walking with my camera. Hey AZ, how are you doing on this fine Monday? I hope that you can hear me fine. Please let me know, because the audio I think might be a bit of a problem, because all I can see is that my microphone is constantly going haywire, basically, even if I'm not talking. So let me check if this does anything at all. Nope, it doesn't. Sounds good for you. Also, I'm fine, thank you. I'm doing pretty awesome actually, because today, of course, is Gaia's birthday, so I'm pretty stoked. She's turned 5 years old today. We went out for eating pancakes today, so she was pretty happy about that. But they were pretty unhandleable, not so easy to handle, her and her brother today. I don't know, they must have been tired. Yesterday we went to the biggest amusement park in the Netherlands also, just it's a little bit of a pre-party. And I think today they were still tired. I don't know, they were a bit weird. Normally they're much easier going, basically. Why am I not getting any interact here? This makes me no sense. So it doesn't ever get to my dialogue manager, I guess, because otherwise this should be handled. So maybe I never set a dialogue manager script to the dialogue manager. Would make no sense to me, right? It does have it. So these choices are here, right? And the choices should not be visible unless they need it. Right, that's all good, that's all dandy, but for whatever reason I do not seem to get here. I understand. Also, I said that in Discord, but I will repeat it here too. Happy birthday to Gaia. I hope that her and you have a very great day. Yeah, I hope that she's at the moment sleeping, because otherwise her mom will not be so happy. But yeah, and yeah, I was saying this before, but I think nobody was here. But as you can see, maybe I changed a little bit of the layout of my stream. I did it all myself. I've never been a graphics designer, but I think it looks pretty okay. I have a new webcam. It just arrived today. Look at me being perfectly nice in frame and very good visible. I put a little gameplay clip in the right bottom corner, and I think that looks pretty okay as well. And yeah, I think it's an improvement. Still might need some work. I want some animation and stuff like that, but hey, I'm just doing one thing at a time. I'm happy that this works. It's better than nothing. So let's hope we get something good out of this. Anyway, what I do not get, and maybe this is just me, I should get into this part no matter what, and I don't. I mean, the update is always running, and there is a dialogue manager, and I do not get here. So my dialogue manager should always be there. Even. Thank you. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked. The webcam just arrived today. It's a first step. I couldn't wait much longer anymore with updating some stuff. Still really want it to be trickling back into the wallet somehow, because that's kind of needed. But yeah, I couldn't stop myself this time. It's time for upgrade here. So the only thing I can imagine is that this script never runs. Let me try this one more time. So if I look at, I don't, of course I'm focused, so maximized. If I play focus, do I get anything? No. Window console, where is it? nothing in the console, so the dialog is here, so the dialog works. Looks like shit because you cannot read it, but that's a different matter. I don't understand. My dialog manager is in, my dialog manager script is attached. How is it not playing or showing my debug.log message? Should always show that. I'm not doing anything in front of that, so because if that is the case, of course I can understand that this never gets run, but maybe if I turn this off, I don't know if this is causing it, but I just don't want that to be the reason that I do not even see my debug log message. That would make zero sense to me if that's the reason, but I've seen stranger things. Don't get anything. I don't get it. What am I doing wrong here? Let's see if we get into this script at all. Test, whatever, test. Just show me a test. Nope. Well, that makes totally no sense to me, because I get my dialogue. Let me check one more time. So we have, okay, my dialog gets triggered by the trigger drawbridge. Drawbridge at instance, raise drawbridge, right? But it also, my dialog gets triggered when I go over my ground point for trigger drawbridge. And that triggers the dialog trigger, and that says if player in range blah 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 set active, player in range and dialog manager instance, if not instance is playing. So it does this no matter if it is playing or not. Wait, what? Huh? It checks for this, and if it's false or true, then in this case, then it checks if we use a visual cue, which we don't. So if then it should just show the dialog mode, so that it does. How on earth can this work? Because this is working. I'm getting my dialog mode on. So let me just, how on earth does that work? And I don't get my dialog manager to run. I do not get that. Test dialog trigger. This is how you know that you're somebody here who is still learning. Test dialog trigger. See, that works. So I do have a reference to my dialog manager, and it is running. And how on earth doesn't it display anything? I do not get into the start method, I don't get anything done. Hey, one lion, I see you lurking in the background. Which is fine. Happy to have you here. You're always welcome to lurk in my channel. This makes zero sense. Dialog trigger works. Has my reference to a dialog manager, to an instance of the dialog manager, so that should be there. My enter dialog manager, enter dialog mode works, so this function does work, but for whatever strange reason my update does nothing. And not just my update, but apparently also my start doesn't. Or does it? No, because it didn't get any debug.log messages. So we have our choices, everything is there, but we should get this part. This part should start running if I press the enter button. That's one of the things that I put in. So we have a submit, and I set up my submit to listen to, where are you? There you go, here. My submit should listen to an enter button, enter on the keyboard. Maybe there's one here that is in my way. Could this be conflicting? Who knows this about the input? Because it also has a submit. So maybe I should call this just different. What if I should say confirm or something? Would that work? Can I rename that? Yes, I can. Let's say confirm. Because I could so see this being a problem. Yes, I want that saved. So now I go here, and if I say get submit pressed, where's my input manager here? So that is submit pressed, I would say. I have to make sure that I set this up also, I guess. Confirm pressed. Wait, let's do that the proper way, so I do not get a problem. That should change it in the other scripts as well. Doesn't. Let's build this. How has this succeeded? That's impossible. Oh no. That's because this instance... I see the problem now. Yep, that will not work. Oops. I think I see the problem that there's an instance here as well. Well, I shouldn't have a problem because they are named directly from their input manager. Ay, ay, ay. I've seen in the input manager that submit press just worked, so. Oh, submit, no submit. There we go. Where's my input manager? It shouldn't be a problem. Shouldn't be. Interact shouldn't be a problem either, but for whatever reason, it is. I do not use this yet, so, or I do, and this is the problem. Keyboard. Hello. What if I change that one? Let's see what happens. Save. Yeah. Nope. Do I have it not set up? Maybe. Where was that? I was on Gaia, right? Or was it? No, it was an input manager here. Then you have your actions, and where was the events there? Right? Didn't you? Oh, player. Yeah, that player. So I have a move. I have a jump, interact. Yeah, I have it. So, I mean, it's not like it's not set up. Right. This is supposed to work. Callback context, runtime only. There's no difference between those things, so it should be working. Did I just see correctly that the Captain Coder, our big Captain Coder, is in my chat? Even though he's just lurking, did I see that correct? As far as I know, the last time I saw him, he was on vacation. So, if you're here and if you want to interact, I'm happy that you're here, Mr. the Captain Coder. I've missed to see you. Really nice to always see your sessions, but unfortunately I've been quite busy also. I haven't been able to join many sessions lately, so I even didn't get to see the Daft Dad lately much, because I usually go in at least once a day to say hi and to wish him a happy stream. Haven't been able to do much. It's a shame. I kind of like doing it. So the dialog manager does have a reference to the input manager instance get submit pressed, right? Get submit pressed. Isn't that the issue maybe? Jump press, get enter, get submit pressed. Okay, well it has it. It's here. So we're getting the result of is submit pressed, then we're setting it back to being false. But that should definitely work. Somebody shoot me into a balloon. I have no clue why this is not working. So this is public, of course, but these are also public. So we're not using the normal submit pressed and the jump pressed, or are we? Now I'm getting confused. There's too many things going on here. So here's move pressed and not get. Yeah, so we're going to the direct ones, right? Submit pressed. And it works. So what the heck is going on here? Because here I have reference to that. Input manager that doesn't need this. For instance. Let's just do this directly now. Jump press, all that works. All that is fine. So this one does work. And also that one works. But if I do the triggering of the drawbridge and from there go on to, that doesn't do it. Dialog trigger. If I go to this, enter dialog mode works. Hey Godred, thank you so much for the raid. 26 people. Hi, that is very nice. And hi, the Smith himself, which great name by the way. So what are you smithing, man? Are you you're one of those that hammer, or you're just a code smith? Can also be, right? Let's be smart with the words here. Welcome. In case you're here for the first time, let me explain a little bit of what I'm doing. I'm trying to make a game called Gaia, which is about my daughter. It's going to be a 2D pixel art platformer set mostly in Greek mythology. First level will be set, however, in Amsterdam, which is what I'm what I'm already building, and you can see a little bit in the background. I'm building a classic drawbridge there, and this is a little bit of a gameplay video, so you can have a little bit of a look for what this does. Go ahead and lurk, Code Red. It's always a pleasure to see you around, and yeah, PC issues are always important to fix. Cannot have that. Anyway, what I'm trying to do at the moment is making a dialogue manager. My game will also be available, by the way, for people who have severe handicaps like being blind, being unable to play with more than one hand. So I have quite a challenge ahead of me. I'm doing this solo, and I'm doing this next to my full-time job, which is not exactly easy, but hey, you do what you gotta do. Today is the birthday of my daughter, my protagonist here in the game, so that is something that I also really enjoy doing. And we had today a nice dinner in a pancake restaurant, which she loves. But she was a little bit crazy. I think yesterday we had too much of a long day. We went to an amusement park here around the Netherlands, one of the biggest that we have here, called the Efteling. If you don't know it, better look it up. It's really cool. And yeah, she's a happy little girl, and She knows that she's the protagonist in my game. She just doesn't know what that means yet. But she saw me drawing some of the items, the pixel art items that I will have in the game, and she immediately started saying, but that needs to be pink, that needs to be purple, because those are her favorite colors. So yeah, you can imagine that I have a very, very nice reason to do stuff like this. And I'm now struggling a little bit with my dialogue manager, because for whatever reason my submit press is never called, and I do not know why this is not being called. So basically I've been trying to debug this several ways. It doesn't even get a debug message right here in my update or my start method, which to me is incredibly weird, because whenever I enter dialogue mode, it knows my dialogue manager, so at least it should trigger something there, right? It just doesn't. Because if it wouldn't, then I would say I don't even get this, right? Because my dialogue manager instance needs to be able to exist, otherwise I cannot enter my dialogue mode. So yeah, there's a little bit of struggle there. It's not working as I expect. I have my canvas here and a dialogue panel here, which I should play, which I can play anyway. I'll show you that. This works perfectly fine. Of course I need to style this a little bit better, and this should be a little bit more interactive, has a lot of different things to it. This is actually, as you can maybe tell, maybe not, this is a pixel art representation of myself. I will also have a pixel art representation of Gaia herself. Her frame is being built at the moment. I still don't have that fixed. And this should have an interaction button, so I should be able to continue the conversation, but because it doesn't work anything, I cannot continue, so I'm stuck in this loop. So I need to get this fixed. I've checked my input manager like 100 times. My events for the player have everything that I expect. So I have my move, I have my jump, I have my interact and my submit. My submit I was checking. It's there. It should work. But it doesn't want to. I think it has a little bit of a stubbornness that is like my daughter's. I don't know, but it seems to be. Because, yeah, I mean, if I can trigger the dialogue mode, which is in my dialogue manager, it's right here, then why on earth am I not getting my update or my start? That is something that is beyond me at the moment. But yeah, anyone can have problems like that sometimes. So I'm gonna have to check what is the reason that we don't get this. Thank you for the follow, useless. Nobody is useless. Don't call yourself useless. Okay, well, it's your choice, of course, to call yourself useless, but I don't think anybody is useless. Everybody serves their purpose, so maybe useless is your purpose is to follow me. That's also fine, or to subscribe maybe, or I don't know, whatever you want to do. And the Smith himself, I noticed you also followed, so thank you for the follow. That's very nice. Yeah, this is a really tough one. I'm usually pretty okay with finding these, but I am really starting to doubt myself here. There's not going to be more than one instance. It's impossible. So most of these things work pretty fine. My dialogue manager should have the script on it. Yeah, it does. Everything is set up, which is perfectly fine. And yeah, these are the kind of challenges I love, by the way, because it's really you have to do your best to figure this stuff out, and in the end it will work for sure. It's just I have been looking at this and looking at this, and it just doesn't show itself to me. I might have to see if I have to trigger this in another way somehow. Because what I would expect, this is all fine. My continuous story, if can continue, it does have more. And otherwise it should exit. Okay, so display choice. Okay, so current story we have. And continue the story for one line of content if possible. If you're not sure if there's more content available, for example, if you want to check whether at the choice point or at the end of your story, you should call can continue before calling this function. If I already did that, so if it can continue, which means there's more story to it, and there is. I can show you guys that too, by the way. I don't know if you've ever seen this before, but this is called ink. And basically what ink is a way to structure your dialogues in a way that you can actually set it up so that you have a different speaker, which you can say, for example, in this case it's father, that's me, portrait, which is my portrait, and then a layout, so where you want it on the screen. So it can be layout left, can be layout right. I have both of them configured, so actually I should also actually change that because I don't want them to be on the same side. I want it to be a little bit more dynamic, so change it around a little bit. But it should, for whatever reason it doesn't, but it should continue after that. So and I should now most likely rebuild this level. How did they do that again? Rebuild ink, recompile ink, there you go. Yeah, okay, so that should be now, there, right, yeah, there you go. So basically what that does, if you compile it, it makes a new JSON file of it, and that JSON file you can read again. So yeah, it's pretty fast, it doesn't take much to do, and yeah. The only thing is that I cannot get this to work, this enter, which should work, but it's not my input manager. I've checked it before and it works. If I check my input manager script as well, if I check if this has been run, then I can see that I pressed it. Submit. I'll run it again because I need to confirm it to myself as well, because I'm starting to think sometimes that I'm nuts. Submit was pressed. There you go. I get to my submit. It works. It's set up correctly. So the only reason that this isn't working is because in the dialog manager with the continue story, we are not getting to the next line of story. So this current story.continue is not doing what it's supposed to be doing. And that is something that I have no clue of. And it's also because story is imported, basically. This is a part of the ink runtime. Let me Google this for a second. So, ink story continue, not working. After loading a save, blah blah blah, ink include blah blah blah. Working with the ink API. What we can do, of course, here is debug.log here. Debug.log. Can the story continue? And I expect that it says yes. And otherwise it should go to the exit dialog mode, which it also doesn't do. Where are you? Exit dialog mode. You're here somewhere. Where are you? Here. So it should wait for 0.2 seconds, then dialog playing is false, dialog playing, then it should not show the panel anymore and put the text to empty. So I don't think it gets here either. So I want to know if it even gets here. Let's build. There are no errors, that's good. I like that. It can continue. So why doesn't that work? Did they maybe update that? No errors is always a good start. Yeah, it's a good start. I'm happy that there's no errors, but I would prefer that there's no errors and actually something that tells me why this is not doing what it's supposed to be doing. Set current text for the dialog line. Is there anything else that I could use here? So let me check. Dialog text. The text is current story. What else do we have? Do we have like a next line? That would be cool. Should we continue? I'm not daft here, right? It does say continue, and continue is the function, continue the story for one line of content, if possible. I don't understand. I really don't understand. This is there. So this should go to the next line in the story. And it even should do that just by entering our story, right? So our current story, what else do we know of our current story? So let me check for the rest. What do we have? Current story dot. Should be nice if there's like an option to show everything that's in there. Current text maybe. So let's do that in a debug.log. But if you have a current text, why on earth don't you have like a next text? I'm probably just being stupid here, but I would say, like, if you have that, why don't just put in a next text? That would make total sense to me. It doesn't show a current text either. So we know we can continue. So let's see if it sets anything else. Log, of course. Current dialog text. I'm not sure if it stops here somehow, but it looks like this current story.continue is somehow failing us. Please don't wander off too far ahead, Gaia. I can't leave your brother behind. That's my current text. Yeah, that works. Okay, so it starts with nothing, then it continues, and I should check again if it should continue, I guess. So, wait up. So we get to the current story, right? And we can continue story. The continue story makes sure that I get to the end of the line. And then I do not have choices to display, but it shows my interaction button. And then if I would have choices, I would be able to do this, but I do not have choices. So I have an update, so this thing is running, but this doesn't run. So the enter dialog mode runs. What if I just make, let's totally just try this, okay? I'm doing the enter dialog mode, blah, I have an input manager. So we have get submit pressed. This works, so we have a submit press. We know that we have a submit pressed. And I only respond to the submit pressed in the update method. I'm wondering if that's the place where I should do that. It should probably be in the player movement in this case. Yeah, this is where it gets less interactive if I'm just thinking a lot. Sorry about that, guys. I'm doing my best here, but I'm getting a little bit confused here why this would not work. And I don't want to have to do any checking of that button really in my player movement, because my player is not moving. I'm showing my dialog manager, so why on earth is update not working? Because honestly, I wish I knew more about game dev. I would love to be helpful. I'm just here learning, unfortunately. No worries, no worries. That's why we're beginner friendly, man. That's really also my goal. Like, I'm breaking my brain, but because I'm breaking my brain, all of us will get there better. Because I'm basically figuring this out as I go. I've not put this in before, so I have no clue how it should work. But normally I would say that my dialog manager instance is running right now. So, and I'm checking for my input, which is also okay. But my update of my dialog manager is not fired. Let me see if there's any references here to my normal update. No, so no references. Honestly, been loving the stream so far, super chill. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I'm doing my best to have a chill environment. I can rack my brain here. I can basically try things out that I haven't tried before, and then hopefully take you along with my journey. Last stream I've been doing some level design, and the stream before that I was doing positional audio, which is also something I had not done before. And since I've done that, I've been wanting to make basically a kind of tutorial about that, because it was kind of cool what we figured out. And yeah, it makes it a lot easier to use positional audio, which is a key component, of course, of making people who are blind able to play my game without trouble, because I can make sure that they know if the object they're facing or have to interact with is on their left or on their right, you know, so that they can actually say like, oh yeah, okay, I have to go that way to do that. And I, of course, have to make it very clear which sounds means what. So, for example, now I did a drawbridge that I put in, and that drawbridge is starting to open, and you hear it rattling when you get close enough. But of course, now with the dialogue, we never get there. We're getting kind of stuck there because it cannot continue. But yeah, you should normally be able to, to just get to that sound, and you can hear it rattling up, and that's a very cool part. I was very happy with that. But yeah, I had a lot of inspiration by talking to a blind game journalist called Victor Dima, who's very chill, a very nice guy, and who's very, very willing to help you make the changes that are necessary to make your game available to people with not only blindness but all sorts of disabilities. And the first time I heard of that guy, I was like, blind game journalist? How are you doing that when you're blind? How can you review a game? You cannot see it. So and he explained to me pretty easily, like, yeah, there's not so many, but there's some games that you can actually play pretty good when you're blind, and they do it because of this, and check a little bit of this, and that really makes you see things that you didn't think about. Because he also said, yeah, most people who are blind, they didn't start off blind, they became blind, and when you turn blind, yeah, you basically still want to play your games that you wanted to play before, but now you can't because you can't see. So yeah, it's something that I really took to heart, and I was like, if it's really not that hard, why on earth would I not do it? That makes no sense. Why would I stop anyone from playing the game? I want everybody to be able to play. So yeah, I was super enthusiastic about that, and yeah, I really enjoy taking those little things in, and I will definitely also use that for my Kickstarter campaign when I finally get my first level out, which will still take a long time because I'm just alone. I'm doing all this by myself. But yeah, okay, enough babbling. Let me continue a little bit, because otherwise I will never get this done, and I've just done only the dialogue problem at the moment. And that is not good enough. I need to do more, otherwise I will never get finished. So my exit dialogue mode is also never called, because I get to my current story, I can continue, I know what my current line is, I just don't ever get my next line, which this should solve, but doesn't. So I know I have my events here, I know I have my player events here, but maybe it's just not a player event, it's just a UI event. That could be. So if I do my UI, I could also put in input manager. Oh, it doesn't work like that. My input manager. There we go. Input manager. Where are you? Submit pressed. There we go. Let's check. I don't think this is it. I would be surprised, but nope, it doesn't work either. I just don't understand why. Okay, so good to know that's not it, because then at least I can remove this, because I don't want this to be in the UI. Let's save this. But how will I trigger the next line in my dialogue? because there's no script on this. There is also no script on my dialog panel. Dialog text, does that have a script? No, of course not. So it would make sense somehow if I have it here, although it doesn't really. I don't want it to be here, but let's figure out that that actually does it, because now I get my input manager instance get submit pressed here. So continue story, it is public, because if it isn't public I cannot reach it. Why, it is of course, but then continue story, where are you? It's not. So if I do this public, where is it? Do I have an instance of this? Yes, I have a dialog manager instance. So let's see. I don't want to type everything again. That makes no sense to me. So let's do this. In my fixed update, let's do it like that, and this continuous story is dialog manager dot instance dot continuous story. I don't think this is the correct place, but if this works, at least we will have a way to interact. Nope, doesn't work either. I don't get that. Oh, that's because of this one. Oh wait, maybe this is the entire issue. Oh, I see. Could you hear the drawbridge? That's the sound of the drawbridge. Anyway, let me check this again. Haha, there you go. And she can keep walking. That's the only difference, and that's the thing that is wrong. But it works. Okay. Okay. I know what is wrong here now. So if the dialogue is playing, in my case I don't want to stop doing anything, because this basically makes it impossible to go react to any other choices. So now I wonder if it also will work if I do it like before. So there we go. Oh, that doesn't work. So, okay, I cannot do it directly from my dialog manager because basically it never gets there. Okay, so what I at least need to do is throw this away. I cannot use this. Or maybe I want to still keep it. Well, not everything. I will want to turn this off and keep this. In case you don't know, this shortcuts, by the way, is KC is comment something and KU is uncomment something. Control KC, Control KU. It's a pretty easy trick to do that in Visual Studio. So, okay, we got our dialogue to be working. So we have our dialogue to doing whatever we wanted to do. So I can basically probably turn this off because it won't do anything anyway. And I do not wish to have it there forever, so I probably will turn it off later. This dialogue I can turn off, I don't need it anymore, because we have our dialogue working. Okay. just don't like that this is not working. This is a bit weird. Basically, it seems to me like the entire update can go. And then start most likely as well, because it's never cold. And that is weird, because how else am I setting my dialog panel off and active? I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to try this. If it really doesn't make a difference, I'm going to remove it. Hold on, okay. So, somehow my sound sometimes is not working. Do you guys hear the sound of the drawbridge? Oh, wait. No, you guys don't hear that anymore, I think. I have a new overlay, so my new overlay doesn't have the sound of Unity yet. I will need to put that in to make it work. Anyway, well, as you can see, the right part of my drawbridge is now not working as intended, but the left part is, because last stream AZ came with a very good way of doing this using an animation. So I'll be using animation instead, so then this part of the drawbridge will not be scripted anymore. So it's a lot easier. But I didn't hear the positional audio at all myself. I did hear it a few times. Now it's on, so maybe. Why is it not on? I would expect this audio to be on, but I do not hear it. And there's something blocking my jump. But that's not a bug for today. I was not looking at that today. So I'm pretty happy already with this. We got something working that I want to have working. So let me already do a quick git check-in. Git add dot git commit -n fixed the dialog options, made it visible, and will continue functionality working. Push, and there we go, our changes are saved, because we don't want to lose our changes, right? That's never a good idea, so that's why we'll always use our source control. So okay, this is one of those things that I will have to put on my list to change it. My water reflection moves. I don't know why, but somehow it has the tendency to just move to the right. And every time I click it, it just positions itself back. And every time I play, it's also fine. So I have no clue why that is. It's just an editor bug, it looks like. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I can figure out why that is one day. Interesting, right? Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Why that happens, I don't know. But I like my water reflection. It's pretty good. So sure you will. What did I say that you said? Sure I will too. I'm kind of missing that. Anyway, yeah. What shall I look at? Well, I'm gonna look at the bug of the jumping later. I don't know if it already is in the beginning. Yeah, the jumping is just off. There's something wrong with it. I'm not going high enough. I think the gravity skill must be too high. Let me see what I put it to. Ooh, 20. Yeah, that makes for a hard jump. Let me see what 10 does. That's already better. Should probably be even lower. 5 maybe. Yeah. Okay, I know. My jump force is just not so high. I don't know. Something in my gravity is off. It makes me push down too much. See, now it goes again. Boom, there you go. Water reflection is gone. Boom, there you go, straight. I don't know. I have seen strange things in Unity, but that one was new to me. Anyway, the ones who were here earlier saw me also by accident starting this scene. It's one of my earlier scenes that I did. That I'm still not sure if I will use or not. It has some rain in it and everything. Look, there you go. Some particle effects that I was trying to play around with. So all of this for me is just finding out what works, what doesn't work. There's a lot of stuff that I still need to figure out, and my Spielerei, as I call it in German, that's usually the one that I'm working in. Canvas is always so bloody big that you have to zoom out all the way to get to your scene again. So yeah, what I have so far is this little bit of a prototyping scene, and my words are getting harder and harder to pronounce. And the other day I made this little rubber ducky because a little kid in the neighborhood here heard that I was making a game, and she was like, "Can you put in a duck in the game?" I said, a duck? What kind of duck would you like? A normal duck? The rubber ducky? Oh, a rubber ducky would be nice. Okay, I can try. I'm not a pixel artist, but I made this little rubber ducky, and I think it can go through the canal. It's a little bit smaller, of course, so it just floats through the canal, and I don't know, she can have her own rubber ducky. The duck is born, for sure. Yeah, and I've been doing, last time I was working on this scenery so based on a little AI art. So if I turn this one off, you can see that I was trying to draw it myself. Because AI art is nice, it's pretty, and I really want to have this kind of look. But before I have this in something usable, it takes some time because I have to really trace it. Hey, Decidius, welcome. That's always nice to have you around again. So I hope you have a great day and also had a great week and weekend. I'm having a good time here, and we've been fixing the dialogue manager, which is always an important part. I've been working on that for a while, so as you can see now I can actually have a little bit of interaction, keep going and whatever. So it is working, and I love that. That is what one of my goals was for today. So I'm kind of wondering if I should call that part a day and keep going with my my design of Less Time and Sprite. So if you guys are interested in that, please let me know, or tell me which you would like more. Would you like me to do any programming? Would you like me to do any Sprite files? I think there's a lot of scenery that we still need to make. At least there's plenty still to go, because of course as you can tell, there's a lot more to this level than just a drawbridge. I could try to maybe also fix the right side of the drawbridge based on the one that I did on the left side, which is basically gonna move it into an animator instead of a script, and then I could tidy up the script a little bit because of that. But maybe it also makes sense to make more items for the level design, right? So more houses, more street, more cars, I don't know, bikes, anything that you can imagine. There's a lot of stuff that you could do. Because yeah, the first level is Amsterdam, and I really want to have the first level getting a little bit more. You're almost always super down to see the artwork, but wherever is most important to work on right now sounds like the way to go. Yeah, that's why I'm doubting a little bit, because I think both of them are equally important. The drawbridge, I know now how to do it, because I did the left side. I can do the right side most likely as well. So it's basically a matter of just copying the behavior from the left side to the right side. And level art, I'm not an artist, so I can show how terrible I am, but I'm working on this, and I'm not the fastest artist, but yeah, at least we're having fun usually, so I guess I can do it. And maybe later, not this week, but maybe next week or something, I can show you guys a little bit more about the script that I wrote for the first level. Um, if I would have a D20 help lying around, then I would definitely throw that dice. I don't have a D20 around, and then I might have options that I don't even know how to make that. So yeah, there's stuff that I'm gonna need to do. I got a girl that I know pretty good, or a woman I should say, because she's not like actually a girl anymore. Recently replied to my post that I did on LinkedIn that if I ever need a voice artist, she would love to help. So that's gonna be nice. I'm gonna need voice artists for sure in the end, but at the moment I cannot pay them. I've said this always before, like my game needs to either fund itself or I cannot afford to hire people. That's why I'm also doing the artwork myself. I'm not an artist, but somebody has to do it, and it's not going to pay itself. So yeah, I better better do this myself. So yeah, the entire game is going to have to be voiced. So I wrote a script already for the first level, what it's supposed to be like. Keeping in mind, of course, now since I'm going to make it for people who are blind as well, that Gaia is going to be describing whatever she sees around the level. So that also makes it something that we should be able to do without having to wait for people to press enter. Because, yeah, it should go in a reasonable pace. It should be subtitled basically what you are hearing. So whatever you're hearing, you should also be able to see. So if you're not blind but deaf, you can read along. And if you're blind, then you can hear along. So that should be in coincidence with itself. So it should be working at the perfect same speed, basically. So that's going to be like a timeline, I think, in Unity. But I also still have to figure those things out. So the first part probably will be scripted. It will be just Gaia going through the level, describing what she sees, and then you just seamlessly go into this part where you learn to jump, learn to move, do everything that you are supposed to be doing, and then Gaia will make comments here and there along the way with trigger points most likely. And then she jumps over the bridge, sees a portal erupt from the other side, and goes into the world of Greek mythology. And then the game really starts. But for me to get all that working, that will make a perfectly nice first level, and that first level should be able to get me either funding, or people will say, hey, this stuff is crap, I will not want to play this, and I will never get my funding done, and then I'm also wiser for it, I guess, and will not be able to make my game. So thanks for the confidence, the Smith himself. I hope it will be awesome as well. I think the best reason to make this game work, my daughter. So if I fail her, I would feel terrible, and I really want to make this game and give her something to be proud of when she's a little older, when she can say to her friends like, look, I got my own game, my dad made this for me. Not just for her, of course, because if it really works, I really would like to sell it, but it's going to take a while for this to be done, for sure. And yeah, just like the chat now says, it's not by any means required for anyone to donate, but hey, if anybody feels like they can miss a little bit of money, it's always appreciated. It comes to the stream or to the game itself. So yeah, for example, hiring all the voice artists will definitely not be a cheap thing. That will cost quite a lot of money, I think. And the same will go if I want to have finally really good art, because my art is okay-ish, but not great. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that will require money in the end, but prototyping mostly costs nothing, because I can do that on my own. And thank you, the Smith himself. Very nice to have you on board. You seem like a very nice guy to have around. So yeah, since you guys seem to like the art, I'm gonna try and make this art happen. And just continue a little bit where I was leaving off last time, because I do really enjoy making the pixel art. Even though I'm, if you ask me, not the greatest pixel artist, I just do what I can, and it's a lot of hard work, especially if you're a programmer at heart, like me. Then things can be rather tough if you're starting to do pixel art. I think I was doing the door, right? Not 100% sure where I left off. I was gonna do the door, yes, because I was here. I did this part. So to make sure that I'm gonna do this correctly, I need colors first. So let me get some information here and add those colors to my palette here, because I want to make the door correctly. And the shadow I think I will put in later. It's important, but there's other things that are at least as important as this. So first let's get some outlines here, so I can actually have a door here, and then that door will have shadows and windows and all that beautiful stuff. Maybe I'll start with the windows, because I have the outlines for those. Not marquee, I want to do a B. I will not draw in facade, but I will try to draw in here. With a different color. Oh yeah. Does it matter? Looks like it's a little darker. Yeah, that can be, because it's in the depth. So let's put that color in too. And then turn off, not off, but lower the opacity of this thing, so I can actually see what I'm doing on my facade. So until about here, I think. No, further. Wow, that's a little bit of a vague one. Must have some lighting going on there that I don't see. Oh yeah, it has a lighter layer there. Okay. And no, I'm not going to exactly draw the same as it was there. I'm just going to make it my own, because it makes no sense to draw it exactly the same. Then I just should try to figure out a way to just use the generated AI art, because this was AI art, as you might have been able to tell, probably. I mean, I was able to tell that the one who made it for me, it was just generated for me, used AI art. That was pretty easy to see, because there's some, like, I would say pretty big mistakes there that, yeah, clearly are AI generated. And that's fine, you know. I mean, I just asked for concept art. I didn't ask for the final thing. And if you're making concept art, why not use AI art if you want to? And if you're good at that, actually, because, I mean, even with AI art, I'm not sure if I could make it. I'm wondering if this is already in the middle. Exactly in the middle. That's hard. No matter where I put it, it's gonna look off. I'm gonna do that different. There we go. There we go. Problem solved. So now my line should be on this side to make it distributed evenly. So there we have a window of the door, or basically the frame of that at least. Gonna have to put some shadowing and stuff like that in there, but that's all for later. I just need the outlines for now. Let's put some more light on the reference layer again. Okay, so there's a door handle here. Well, can make that wherever I want, of course. Right, this looks great. Well, the AR art looks pretty good, that's for sure. Maybe I'm just too critical about myself, I don't know. I'm currently in the process of moving. I'll get all my stuff on Friday, so I hope I can get it all set up with my XP pen and stuff. That would be awesome, Sidious. I'm stoked for you. Just keep me updated, man. If you're not already in my Discord channel, please go to this Discord and keep us updated, man. I would really love to know how it's going along. I know you have me in private, but that makes so many different things to check. So if you could just do that in the Discord server, then I have an easy way to check how it's going. Now I lost again what I was checking. Okay, so I have a darker outside, and then, okay, yeah, makes sense. So let's go for, let's see how many pixels that will do. So 1, 2, 3, 4 up, and 1, 2, 3. Is it invalid? You gotta be kidding me again. I even have a community server. Should be absolutely not getting invalid. Okay, let me get you a correct one. So that's why nobody is on my Discord server. Oh, my Discord is not working for some reason. Okay, let me just Discord. Where are you? Why am I not seeing Discord? Jesus, what a lot of stuff. Something is still running in Discord. But where? I would expect it to be here because it's not starting. That is so weird. My Discord is not running, but it doesn't want to display either. Let me close on there. That's maybe just taking too much. Shouldn't be. Discord, right? Discord. Well, maybe if I run it as an administrator, because then it needs to do something else. Checking for update. Nope. Discord is not having it. Wait. I have another way, maybe. It's gonna require for the first time that I use my phone. Let me start my Discord here. Do I have it open? Could be. Nope, I don't. Okay, start Discord. Go to my server. I've noticing that's the link. Copy link. I will just post that in my chat. So wait up. I have to go to Twitch. I have Twitch also here. Let me check that the audio is off. The audio is off. Check my own channel. Go into my channel. I like my own text that I say for welcome. Don't be a dick. This one should work. It's kind of funny that I go on my phone and I can get there anyway, but I cannot get there on my laptop for whatever reason. It just doesn't want to work. It's just one of those days. Just like the day that you figured out that Twitter changed its icon to an X. Now I feel like I'm a porn site whenever I open Discord, Twitter, of course. I now think that I'm on some sort of porn site. It doesn't really make it feel very nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'd say 6 is better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, there. So I think the Smith himself. You agree, right? It's like you're on some sort of porn channel. That X doesn't really help. Like it's X-rated, and yeah, explain that to your better half, right? No, I wasn't really. I wasn't on any porn site. No, really, it's just Twitter. That link is for anybody. Yes, if you want to join, go ahead. Feel free and feel welcome. Same, if you look at my about page, you should be able to see my Twitter, my YouTube. There's plenty of ways you can follow me around. And I always like to, or at least try, to put these streams also on YouTube. So if you missed it or missed part of it, you can always look back. And it's also a little bit of a devlog for me. So, because I also want to try my hand later on making tutorial videos and stuff like that. I have a perfect subject for it. The positional audio that I was talking about before, that would be a perfect video, I would say, for doing a tutorial. Would be a short one, and I found another one that's pretty interesting to do. I can show you that in action. Actually, that's pretty easy to go, because I don't know. Anybody here already works with Unity and with C#? You've anyone here ever done anything like that? Then one of the things that you will probably have seen is that any script you make usually has a start and an update that you don't usually use. I don't use it much. Let's put it like that. And what I want to make a tutorial of is that when you make a new script, so let me show you very easily. So let's say whatever, let's call it the Smith himself script, right? So my new class is called the Smith himself, right? If you generate this and you do not do anything, then this will have a start and update method and 2 usings that you never really use. Well, basically usually not. And as you can see already on the right, this is my starting script. So it doesn't have the default start method, it doesn't have this default update method, because most of the time I just find myself throwing it away. And it's a pretty easy solution to do that. And for that, let me open up a new Windows Explorer. Here you go. And then if you go to your PC, see, it should be program files, I think. Unity Hub editor, and you have the different versions, right, that you're using. So for me, I'm now using, for this project, I'm using 2022.3.4.f1. Don't get me started on how many editor versions you get here. Sometimes that takes up all your hard disk space. But yeah, basically that's one of the things that you get. And one of the tricks that I learned is that if you go to editor and then to data and resources, you have your script templates here. And one of the things that is very practical is that you just go here and you open this. I'll just open it with a notepad, it doesn't matter. Normally this would say, for example, using system. I'm just adding one that is there. I'm not allowed to save this, most likely, no, because I'm not an administrator right now, but I can fix that pretty easily. But if I would save that, and the next script that I make, it will have using system also in the top. let me see if I can actually do that. I will start my notepad again. Don't save. But as an administrator, don't save. So, or I do it with Notepad++. That is also easy. Got this here. Doesn't have this option anymore. It usually was super easy, but at the moment it's not. So, where's my run as administrator? Here we go. Because you do want this to be running as an administrator, and don't look at what I have here because that's not very interesting at all for you guys. But then if I throw in the script, there we go, boom. Why is it not opening? Because it doesn't want to. Oh well, we'll just go the hard way. And here we go again, program files, Unity, hub, editor, that's one, editor, data. It's not like it's a lot of directories that you have to go through, but the first time you have to look for that, you look really hard. And that second one you go to it, you're like, oh, that's pretty easy. So now we do using system. There you go. Let's save this. We've done it. Okay, so now if I go to Unity, I'll just throw away this script. Sorry, the Smith himself. I know you really probably appreciate it to have your own script. I'll throw it away now. And I'll just make another one. Who else is here? The city Stevie. I will make it the city script today. Create C# script. The city is. So here you go. And there you go. When you look on your right, you can see using system. And that means that you can actually change the way your default scripts behave. So if you want always to have a namespace, there's an option, of course, to save your namespace. It's already in that file. If you see it here, like your root namespace, that's here. Your namespaces in C# are usually pretty easily used to create very separated APIs or whatever you want for DLLs. In this case, I don't see a lot of people using it in Unity. I would want to start using it. I haven't used it so far in this, but that's one of those things that I think would be a perfect example of a tutorial video that people probably would find useful, because I know I found it useful when I learned about it. And there's other things you can do as well, right? So yeah, the thing is that to do tutorials, most likely I will start to have to learn how to video edit, and that I don't know either, so I will have to learn another thing, and that also takes away time from making games, which is also something I don't have a lot of time for. But yeah, I really think that those kind of things can be short videos, like three, maybe 4 minutes, pretty useful, and a lot of people can make their advantage out of those. So let's see if I can actually do it. Maybe make it in one take, so I don't have to do separate moments of cutting and making it flashy and everything. I don't know. I don't think I need to make it flashy. As long as people understand what I'm trying to do, that makes sense enough. If you get my drift. So yeah, that is what I was thinking about. I could do something like that maybe, and have some additional content on my YouTube, because now basically my YouTube is just a collection of the streams that I'm doing. So but I always hope you guys enjoy what I'm making anyway, so I cannot make you guys enjoy anything, and I want to make you guys do anything. So just always hope you guys enjoy yourself. That's my main goal. I've been called Bob Ross. I've been called Gandalf here, and I really like that. That's I run with it. So the moment somebody called me Gandalf, I started making jokes like "Wizard is never late, nor is he early. He arrives exactly when he means to." And the same with Bob Ross. You know, you make some happy little pixels here, happy little pixels there. So yeah, I mean, it's just fun when people do that. It makes it more interactive, and Yeah, the wizard is here for sure, and he's never late. So yeah, I enjoy that very much, and it's something I never would have expected that streaming would be something I enjoy this much. Because I thought that, yeah, why would anybody want to watch me stream? You know, I'm just a 47-year-old dude who is finding everything out when he's doing it. So why the heck would anybody want to watch it? So that's really what my thoughts were. Like, why on earth would anybody want to watch that? And then I started, and first, of course, I had to get over the fact that it's kind of scary when you're there on the camera because everybody can see what you're doing. They can also see if you make a stupid mistake. And hey, since I'm learning, I'll be sure to make a lot of stupid mistakes. That's what it's there for, right? You're making mistakes because you're learning. And learning is good, by the way. I love learning. Learning is one of the best things that is in this entire process. To get better at something because you're trying and falling flat on your face multiple times. Because why would you do everything right in the first place, right? Anyway, this is starting to look a little bit like a door. I'll make the door my own. I mean, I do like the idea of the AI, but I think I can make it a little nicer on my own. And the shadows is something that I will have to work out later, because yeah, it also depends on where the sun or the light source is in my Unity. Because yeah, if my light comes from the other way, then all the shadows are the wrong way around. It makes no sense, right? Why would I want to do that? So let me just first make everything without the shadows, and then work out where I want my shadows to go. Because yeah, shadows are important for sure. They really make the scene. Just like in Unity here, when Gaia is here, there's now a light source on her. It wasn't before, so if I turn this off, let me do that right now. There you go, she's dark. You can check in the play down there, right here. Oh, basically you don't see my cursor there, right? Right here, there. Sometimes I have to learn that. You don't see where I'm pointing. Anyway, this is when she's not lit, and then you turn her on. Boom. That's the difference. And I'm going to have to look at lighting the scene for sure, because there's a lot more to it. And particle effects and stuff like that. There's a world of things to figure out in this process. And it's all a huge learning curve, and probably will take a few years before this game is there, and that's all fine because I'm not in a hurry. But yeah, of course, in the end I will have to have something, because otherwise I cannot get funding or anything. So let's see with this reference layer a little bit what color they have there. A lighter color, and then a dark color, and then an even lighter color. Okay. I think at least it will have two parts of the door, so this middle part for sure would look different. And the outside line most likely will have a darker line around it. I think that line would probably look pretty good outside here, just to make it more standing out. But especially with doing artwork, for me it's always hard to consider that whatever I'm doing, somebody says it's good and I'm like, what? I'm not an artist. I'm doing my best, but I cannot say that it's good. I still have to get used to people saying that it's actually looking better than I think it is. I guess that's the same as you get sometimes as a programmer, that you just feel like you're an imposter. I cannot do this, I'm not good at this at all. And somebody else says, hey dude, it's much better than what I make. I'm Bob Ross. Whoa, yeah. I guess I am. I still don't feel like it though. Gonna have to convince myself one day that I might actually have a little bit of Bob Ross going on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let me start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So until there. Have to erase. Somehow it looks out of whack, but it's probably because of the AI art looking different. That actually looks like it could fit there. As of being an artist, I also made this on overlay. It was, if you would look the stream of last week, you would see a totally different look and feel. This is something I cooked up last week in my evening hours. Just tried to make something a little more interesting. I think I sort of succeeded, so I'm pretty happy with what it became. No, I just needed some maybe more animations or stuff like that. It's still a little bit, how do you say, static. I don't want it to be too static, but yeah, that's what it is. An accent color. This is too bright on its own, so it needs another accent like that maybe. This is one of the few times I would allow myself to just draw a single line. Usually I do everything double lines. I usually think that looks better, but for a line that goes around something I drew, in the end becomes a double line again, so kind of okay with that. Still not 100% sure it's good. Hey, who cares? Gotta start somewhere. And what I usually am most proud of when I'm streaming is that when people come, they just join the stream from whatever source. And most of them at least stick around for a little bit. They don't immediately go. Some go, of course, because yeah, I'm not a gamer or anything. A lot of gamers have a lot of viewers, of course. I don't have that. I don't play games yet. I'm thinking maybe I will do it more later in the process, maybe that, like for example, for some donation or something, I will just play somebody else's game to give my feedback or let them know what I think of it. That might be interesting for other people also to see that. It's a different thought process. It's a different way of doing your stream. But yeah, you will never see me play sessions of hours on end, because I simply don't have the time. I already don't have much free time. Also thinking of giving people the opportunity to be a character in the Amsterdam level at least. It's going to be a bit harder to do that in Greek levels. It might be possible, but for that they'd have to be Greekified. Nice word, but that's how it is. They would have to be Greekified. So yeah, I would probably have to go and yeah, I think so too, and that would make it very interactive and nice, because you can actually send me in the Discord then, of course, for, again, I'd have to ask for a donation, because if I do that all for free then I will never get my game done. But I could ask people to send their picture, and then, or maybe you can, if you want, you can put your cat in or your dog, I don't care. Either way it's fine. And I think I went too far with that one, didn't I? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Anybody who knows me knows I love symmetricals. This is not symmetrical. That bugs me. And why is it not symmetrical? Okay, nobody will notice if I just, except for you guys, but you will not say anything, right? You're all here. Please don't say anything. I did not do this. Wasn't me. I'm gonna have to do the same with this part, I guess. A little bit. I have to go up. At least one. There. Looks better. So now we will go for which color? I think that one. Like an outline on the inside, and then fill it up with another color. Like one line. It's a single line. For once I will go out of my rule set and just make a one line and then fill it up with which color should I use? This one. Just put a G, boom, that goes faster. That's already starting to look a little bit like a door. And I'm kind of thinking, and that's really Dutch to do, to make your cat or a dog door. Hey Letterborn, it's going pretty well. Today I fixed the dialogue options, as I can show you right here. So now we have a dialogue going. It's really short, but it's coming from a script, so you can have different portraits and even animate them if I want to, and can, because of course it also takes time. But I can make I can make the different portraits go animated, so you can actually see different looks and feels. So if I would do a running animation of Gaia as the portrait of Gaia, then I can make her run. And yeah, you know, the same with the face. I can have her have a surprised face or something like that. I can have me talking or whatever, and just go like, and you see the face move. All that kind of stuff I can do. So yeah, I wrote a script for this level already, so now the dialogues can be completed basically, and I can actually start to do a little bit more of the scripted first part of the level. So I'm happy with that, and now I'm just basically going back to where people like me most of the time, and that's doing some of the artwork. So starting to make this AI art into actual art that I can use for my level. So I'm contemplating at the moment if I want to make this a cat or dog door or not. Not sure yet. Could be. And most likely I will need highlights and details and shadows and all that stuff, all that great stuff after this, but that's for later to do. I have the outlines of my windows. I'm having the first part of my door coming along, so yeah, I'm thinking we're going pretty good at the moment. So if I turn off the facade, I can see what I basically already did. So as you can see, it was clearly AI art, because look at the lines in the windows there. They go crooked. Right here, right? This is a crooked line, and this is a crooked line. This is a dead set way of telling that this, for example, so this is definitely AI art. You know that this has not been made by a hand. Otherwise those lines would be straight. At least most of the time. And yeah, this is what I'm going to have to do a lot in the coming weeks, most likely, because I need a lot of level art before I can really start to build out my level. But this is one of those houses that I want to go have into my scene, and I will have a few more of those. I will probably have some boats, some of those little things like this, but then the real Amsterdam ones with the crosses on it, those are really Amsterdam style. Benches, bicycles, stuff like that. You cannot name it or I will have to make it. So it's going good, but it's a lot of work still. I'm pretty happy with the stream today. Took a long time before people started to come in, but thanks to Code Red Games, we got a big group of people in, and most of them, well, some of them at least stuck around. So not everybody's talking, that's okay. We're fine with that. But at least we have some interaction, and I always like interaction. As you know, Letterborn, you know how I am. I like to talk to people. And yeah, the code, we had to fix that a little bit, otherwise we would not have had a working dialogue. So, and yeah, considering the time, I'm going to be doing this for a little longer. I have to work also tomorrow, and tomorrow is going to be a big day for me today, this time, because my wife has started working and I will be alone at home with the kids from now on until we find daycare or somebody who can be trusted to stay with the kids for the rest of the day. And since I can stay at home a little easier, I'm going to be staying at home 5 days a week now, alone with the kids, and that's going to make it a little tougher to be doing my work, but I'll figure it out. So yeah, the art is a lot of work for me, and especially because I'm not the fastest drawer, and I need to take my time to make this look the way I want it to look. That's basically where we are right now. I'm pretty happy about most of what we did so far. I would say I can mirror things, but I don't think I want to mirror much of it, because basically what I want is that this has a real hand-drawn feel, and if I would start to mirror things, then it will really look too symmetrical. Symmetrical is nice, I love symmetrical, but not too much symmetrical. Then it becomes too, I don't know, how do you say that? Not real? And I wanted to have a sense that when you play this game, you think this could actually be Amsterdam. Because we're Dutch, right? And we should a little bit honor the city that we live around. I don't live in Amsterdam. I don't think I would want to live in Amsterdam. Not that I hate Amsterdam, by the way. Please don't get me wrong. If you're from Amsterdam, don't go crazy on me. I don't dislike Amsterdam. But for me, Amsterdam, one day in Amsterdam is plenty, then I want to go out. It's like most of the big cities, for me, they're too crowded. Too long in there, you go nuts, and I don't feel like a Dutch citizen anymore. I would feel like a tourist, because that's how you will feel. And I'm living in a little village here in the Netherlands called Nieuwaal. Super tiny, 900 inhabitants. Especially during Corona, you would find out that that is so nice, because you basically could walk around for an hour and you would not meet many people. So even in Corona time, I just went for walks, and long walks, and I could just be there and don't have any problem. So Corona was an issue, of course, but not for going outside. And with your kids, of course, you don't want them to stay inside the entire day. So if you can go out, then that's much nicer. Another example, by the way, of this Yeah, so this Discord server apparently doesn't work. I posted it a little bit before from my phone. That one works, so maybe somebody who picked that up. Oh, there you go. I can copy this again. For anyone who wants to join the Discord server, somehow that invite link doesn't seem to keep itself active, but this should work still. I welcome everyone to join. It's always nice to talk with people outside of the streaming times, because I can only do it once a week. I don't have that much time to actually be on streaming. If I would, then I would probably get much more done also. But yeah, I will have to do and settle with once a week at least. And if I am lucky, I can do another time during the week. But most of the time, that's not the case. Let's see how far we got. We got pretty far here. And I'm wondering if I want to continue still, because I'm starting to be tired, and tomorrow is also going to be an early morning. Thank you, AZ. I'm very happy we're here again. It's always nice to have you on board. I hope you will join us again next week. So, yeah, have a great evening and enjoy your day. Could make maybe those brick things here on the side so that we have some depth to the house. Thank you very much. You're very kind. I'm wondering what to do at the moment, because that door seems pretty much done, like, except for the fact that I want to have, I think I want to have a trapdoor here, so it could be fun, you know. Then I can make later, if I get a little better at that, I can make an animation where a cat or a dog comes crawling out of this trapdoor, and then that gives more interaction. The world will feel more alive, and yeah, those kind of things. I could maybe make those flowers here wave a little bit, so also there's a little bit movement. All those kind of things are going through my mind every time I'm doing these little things. It's going to be hard to go to this one, because this is really vague, but basically it has the same kind of line and then the same kind of bricks, but it's already shadowed. So yeah, see, it's much darker here, but that I would probably have to make the same with that one. So let me see. I think those window things I can still try to make, maybe. I actually like my own door better. Now that I look zoomed out, I think this looks much better. But then for the trapdoor to work, I have to make this look like plastic or something. That sounds like something I could try to do. But not anymore today, as at the moment it's almost 10:30 for me. Don't know about you guys, but 10:30 is a little late, and I should probably go to bed and call it a day. I'll make sure to save, because there's one thing that I usually forget, and that is saving. And that's not what I want to do, because then I will have to do all of this again. So I'm going to close off my Sprite already. I have my code open. I'm going to have a look at who I could possibly raid today. Let me see who's online at the moment. Oh, there's quite a lot of choice right now. I'm not going to do somebody who has already 1,500 viewers. I don't think that's very necessary. I have a perfect person in mind, and I'm pretty sure he will be stoked to see you guys. So let me see if I have my audio off. I have it now. Join in already. Okay. And I just want to take this opportunity to thank you guys for actually joining me today and sticking around as long as you did. I know sometimes it can be a little bit boring to see all this learning stuff, but some people might like it, and I always like to make the things for the people who are a bit like me. So learning how to make these things. I might have a little bit of an advantage because I am a programmer by trade, but there's still a lot of things that I don't know either, and I have to figure those things out as I go. I like to structure things, and I like to be a little bit precise in how I put things. So as you can see, for example, my variables will be organized in a way that I prefer it to be. But all those things, I hope you guys who came here for the first time enjoyed yourself and will come back. My schedule usually is every Monday, 8 p.m. Central European time. So I'll be back at least next week. For now, I will leave you in the capable hands of Setolix, who is a guy who has a robot avatar and is very, very friendly, a very good guy, and I'm sure you guys will like it as much as you will like my stream. So please enjoy yourself, and see you guys next week. And bye.